Good morning, good afternoon, or even good evening, wherever you are. I'm Jan Robberts, and co-founder of a Key Leadership Institute and a founder of JR Speakers Club. And I'm speaking to you here from, as you can see, another sunny day in South Africa. And I had a few thoughts today, and it's been a few days since I've actually been with you, and I just wanted to catch up. And, you know, after the initial scares and the frightening revelations about all this virus and so many other things that make people anxious, I think maybe most of us have at least got past that stage. That now know that the media has really caused a lot of, in my mind, and I'm just speaking from my truth, a lot of unnecessary panic and fear and anxiety, which has caused a lot of stress as well. And I don't know if it was any better or any worse than what's happening, but what I've been seeing in the last week or so, and something that, yes, there is of course a lot of conspiracies about where this started and how this virus started, and I leave that to the experts. It's might be for wonderful reading and wonderful for discussions for all of you, but for me it is what it is, and I hope the truth will indeed set us free in more ways than once. But another thing that has been very concerning lately, and I'm getting videos from all kinds of people about what is actually happening right now. And I don't know how you feel about vaccines and this whole thing that is developing at the moment, but there is a lot of massaging of figures, to say the least. And I want to talk about some other things, but I just wanted to say what my thoughts about this is, because it's not right. People are scared enough as they are. People are on lockdown, and we've looked at Sweden, what is happening there. They are very successfully dealing without lockdown. Yes, they rely a lot on people to be their own safety officer. The washing of the hands, the social distancing, and not touching their face, and it seems to be working. One country, and I mentioned it the last time, we have heard very little about. You need to find it if you even want to know, and it's because my coach we connected with last week is from Taiwan. Now Taiwan is not is recognized by the WHO, so the success story is not shared, and I think it's at least a scandal. In Taiwan, let me tell you, 22 million people, they stay within a stone throws distance, but I mean within 100 miles of Wuhan, where this all started, and again the theory whether it actually came out of the laboratory and was manufactured and escaped or whatever, irrelevant at the moment. But here's their story: 400, maybe now 500 of them, but very few, a couple of hundred cases, and only deaths in single figures, with 22 million people. Now you might ask, how is that even possible? Now they actually learned from the SARS virus and all that, which was disastrous in their countries. What they did was, of course, they ensured they stopped exporting masks. They made sure everybody under 22 million people had at least enough masks. They actually explained all the social distancing and the hygiene parts of it, and the result, absolutely fabulous. So they're talking about herd immunity. Will it happen there? Has it already happened there? Hi Jeremy, great to see you. And Paul Harvey, wonderful. Has it already happened there? Is it happening there? And why don't the big boys want us to have this natural herd immunity? There is a lot of big questions to be asked, but I mean, people like Fauci and their cronies, as far as I'm concerned, and as my opinion, they're criminals. What they're doing just now, and they want us to believe in a vaccine, that total vaccination. And I say I'm not against vaccination. I'm actually pro-children, and there's a big difference. I believe vaccines are there when they're there for the right reasons. But I don't even want to go into it, because I could talk a whole day about the truth about vaccines, if you like. And if you follow that, watch the round table from last week Saturday. It talks about the coronavirus, and there's experts talking about it. It's not me. And I sometimes get a bit upset about all this, because take the vaccines, and that they're wanting to give us a vaccine when there is natural remedies and things that are helping, but it gets swept under the table because it's not 100% proof. Well, vaccines have never been 100% proof. In fact, far from it. And now they want to give us all, they want to vaccinate all of us with a vaccine that will never have been tested sufficiently enough, like most other vaccines never have, and they never know the consequences of it for a long time. That is one thing, and the figures. They're massaging the figures around the world. I mean, I've heard figures in America that only just over 11,500, and I say just, I don't take this lightly, of people have died from the coronavirus directly. Some more associated diseases, but a lot of people have died from heart attacks, from pneumonia and all that, and it all gets written down as coronavirus. Why is that? Ask yourself. Italy, there was a guy standing in Parliament in their Parliament last week, and they said more than 60% of the people who've died there is not from coronavirus. I know personally, I've heard from people in Scotland that somebody died of a heart attack, coronavirus. Somebody died of cancer, coronavirus. People, ask yourself the question, why is this happening? Are they just wanted to frighten us into vaccines? Are they want to frighten us to stay at home? What are they trying to do? But this is not right. And when the truth comes out, the people who are causing this, and the investigations must come where people like Fauci and Big Pharma and all that, where they are involved and how they are involved. But there is more to this, and I hope you can research it yourself, whether you believe one side or the other. There is no right or left at the moment, but there is a lot of wrong at the moment. And this is, to me, is sad and it is wrong. That there is some powerful people wanted to dictate how we live the rest of our life and what we're going to put into our bodies, and they want to make it mandatory. Now, in Western Europe, it's not quite as bad as America, but I say all these people and their cronies, and Fauci is one of them. There is a lot of big people involved, and I don't want to even go into names. You can do your own research, but when the truth comes out, these people should go to jail. Let petty criminals out, fill the jails with these kind of people, and throw the keys away forever. Oh yes, by the way, give them one of their own vaccines so they at least stay safe. Now, I've got it off my chest just now, and it's my opinion. I'm not a medical expert or something, but I'm certainly a very concerned citizen that whatever is happening, it's dangerous and it's wrong. Now, but while this is happening, and now I'm getting back on track, I just wanted to get this out of the way, but I want to get back on track. While this is happening, Les Brown had a saying, and I love it. He says, when you fall down, make sure you fall on your back, because when you can look up, you can get up. And this is what we're at. We need to look up. We can't look back. It's always interesting that people are now wondering when they can go back to normal. Now, that normal, is that the normal you talked about when you didn't like what was happening before? This ever happened? Like last year, you were not happy with the situation you were in, the financial situation, everything, your boss, your job. Is that what you wanted to go back to now? Because it's relative, it's better than what we are now. I understand some of that, but this is the new normal what we're in right now. We're only going to move forward and up the way. Hi Sadika, my dear friend from Lebanon as well, where there's also a lot of suffering going on, and she is doing amazing things there, and we appreciate you, Sadika, for all you do there. And it's not widely known, but I mean, we know, and yes, thank you. And is this new now is going to go into an even newer now when this is all over, and this too shall pass. But what are you doing right now? I've been on about this before. What are you doing? And I'm just actually getting the book here. We're running some masterminds. We're doing training. We're running some masterminds, and one of them is on the 15 invaluable laws of growth. This book and the virtual mastermind I did with my coach and some other people from 6 different countries 8 years ago changed my life. It impacted my life beautifully. It got me involved in all kinds of amazing things. And one of the reasons I'm standing in front of you just now, because it's about personal development. We're talking about leadership. We're looking at leadership. But leadership begins with self-leadership. And self-leadership is personal development. How can we connect better with other people? How can we learn to communicate better with other people? How can we become better so we can add more value to other people? Personal development, people. And I'm just going through a chapter just now because we're running a mastermind, but also with a dear friend Kamrul Hassan and the CKH network in Bangladesh. We're running a discussion at the moment about these 15 laws, 8 weeks in a row on a Monday afternoon. And there's a lot of students and young people engaged with us there, and it's beautiful because we're all looking for a bit something different, something more positive, and to learn to develop ourselves, because we can grow through this. We don't need to be dragged through this. If you want to get dragged through this, then realize that when you come out to the other side, you get dropped. You get dragged through, now we're through, goodbye. Now what am I going to do? And people, you can do so much for yourself. Now, I'm just looking at this and to build your self-image, and I'm just having a look at this in this particular chapter, and it says the idea is that we're also running masterminds, 8 weeks of 90 minutes with small groups of people where we actually discuss the whole principles of this personal development, and there's 15 laws, and every one of them is necessary. And you know, this particular law is about the law of the mirror, which we need to maybe look at ourselves a little bit more. But one of the things said, when a man has put a limit on what he is willing to do, he has put a limit on what he can't do. And that came from Charles Schwab. He was a big industrialist. So, I mean, when you think about that, and there is a few things I want to share with you on that, because there is help. You know, you need to start helping yourself, and you need to start filling your own cup first. And this kind of book does it. And what it says in there is, you know, identify a limiting belief that you want to change. Now, that's the first thing, identify it. Then the second thing is determine how the limiting belief limits you. The third thing is decide how you want to act, be, act, or feel. And the next one is create a turnaround statement that affirms or gives you permission to be, act, or feel in this new way. So when you've got a new belief, you actually need to talk into it as well. And there's so many beautiful things on there. And when you actually, and this is something that really spoke to me as well, which I see a lot around the world, and also in my hometown from Invergordon, where there is COVID-19 support groups, and it's beautiful what people are doing. It's heartwarming, and I keep telling it because we need to show this. But it says here, it's hard to feel bad about yourself when you're doing something good for someone else. Now, this book is full of this kind of wisdom, and you know, this is the kind of thing I am developing, I'm busy with. Another thing I'm busy with is virtual roundtables, and I'll talk a little bit about that as well. It's not to impress you, it's to impress upon you that we can do so much for ourselves in this time. Yes, all our training, which was physical, and our speaker engagements at conferences and summits and in companies, of course, it got all cancelled. But we can sit down and say, oh, things are so bad, and what are we going to do now? No, this is the venue to go. This is the direction we're all going to go anyway. Whether it's Zoom, whether it's webinars, Facebook Lives, whatever it is. I mean, this is the way we need to use this time of change to change ourselves. Don't wait to be changed, because change will happen. My question to you is, are you going to be actively involved in that change, or are you going to let it happen? And then when you're going to let it happen, you're going to blame everybody else again for what's wrong in your life. How often have we done that? How long have we done that? So personal development is key. If you develop I mean, nothing happens without personal development. And there are so many angles at it. We're going to put some amazing programs together. But one of the big things is values. I talk about it in leadership. Leadership around the world, and you've all got examples, is failing because of a lack of values, and a lack of understanding of values, and a lack of and different perceptions of values. So, you know, you might have been told the same as me. You know, show some more respect. You need to have a better attitude. Now listen better. But did they ever tell you how to do that? No, most likely not. So these values, there is one a week, and we go through values one a week, from connection, listening, attitude, hope, respect, restraint, forgiveness. My partner just wrote, Arthi, amazing value of compassion, empathy. There is many of them. But we need to, what it does is that when we sit in small groups together, and we do it virtually now, online, so we're always looking for 5 or 6 people at a time from wherever they are in the world, the same time zone is probably better, who we can actually develop ourselves with. And that is, we sit for 45 minutes a week, half an hour, 45 minutes, go through a value, discuss this, and to talk about ourselves. So self-development begins with a solid foundation of values, and that's why that is so important. And we're already working with people in different countries, and you know, we're also training facilitators. Arthi and I have been licensed, and we are values-based leadership specialists. Now, if you go to our website, there is a free e-book available on www.keyleadership.com. I think Arthi already put it in there. But there is a free e-book available where already we've got seven case studies, and some of them are involving those values. people, these values, if you give you the slogan, you'll understand it better, because what we really need to do, and that's the slogan, transformation begins in me. That is a slogan. We went to Guatemala in 2013, where 1 million people, more than 1 million people have gone through this process. The whole country is changing. Today is a wonderful day because our friend Johan Hessian had an amazing vision to actually start the same process in Ireland 2 years ago today. And because of this, they invited John Maxwell on the 9th of May 2018, and she invited me and Arthi and I, if English right, to help start this process and train 100 people in June of 2018. And it's called Lift Ireland, Leading Ireland's Future Together. And what has been happening over the last 2 years is nothing short of phenomenal. The vision Joanne has with it, and she's built a whole team up of people who are, at the moment, because of the physical limitations, virtual roundtables online. And I want to offer you the same virtual roundtables. If you are wanting to change your life, if you wanted to impact people around you, whether it's your family, your community, and your country, company, or even your country, because we've been to Paraguay in 2016, to Costa Rica 2018, and a few times people have been back. I've been part of some of these, but after 2013 I quit my job because it impacted my life. We're talking about significance. John Maxwell always says, once you've tasted significant, success will never be enough. I had no clue what that meant. But I know now that success is for yourself. And if you look at some people, very successful, but empty inside. And then significance is when you make the decision and lead an intentional life where you start doing things for other people. Now, when you put I already said earlier on, and it says in that book as well, strange enough, when you put a focus on other people, your problems seem less so, but you get that warm feeling inside, and it doesn't have to be big things. You don't have to change the world. You have to change yourself and help other people, add value to other people. That feeling of significance, and I saw it, I felt it and experienced in Guatemala. It was, if not now, then when? Because we're all making excuses for why we cannot do things, and if you haven't got time now, I said it before, if you have had projects you haven't done, you haven't started, the Americans call it your side hustle, but a new business. If you haven't learned and you are not learning a new skill or something new that will make you better, then everything you said before, it wasn't time, wasn't the problem. Everything what was wrong was that you had no discipline. And it's simple as that. I can beat about the bush, but you had no discipline and you just made excuses. Because today, if we cannot find, I don't say you need to have 6 hours a day, but if you can't find half an hour, 45 minutes a day for your spiritual development, for your physical development, and for your mental development, if you cannot find time for the most important person who can help you is the one looking in the mirror every morning, then people, you're making excuses and you'll never have any discipline. So then you cannot complain. Yes, I know you will, but you cannot complain and go blame storming after this is all over. I mean, as I said, the truth will come out, but it has been such a privilege to be part of this, and I want you to come and share with us. I want you to be part of this, whether you come and join our roundtables, whether you want to come and join a mastermind, whatever it is, but connect with us. Let's see how we can build each other, how we can help each other. This is a time that it's necessary more than ever before, and when we can build each other, after that, at the same time, I want to cause a ripple effect. We both want this, Arthi and I, cause a ripple effect where we can actually start helping other people, and other people helping other people. You get the picture. This can be a best time ever where we can make an impact in the lives of others, but we need to make the decision. And as I said before we can make the decision to help others, the only way we can guarantee that tomorrow will be better, and I keep saying this, is if we decide to do something to make ourselves better today. We need to keep filling these cups, because all these volunteers some of them are running on empty. They're tired. They have no time to fill themselves up. They need our appreciation. We can clap for the NHS and we can clap for all the amazing people who do amazing things. But as Sadika, yes, multiplication, exponential multiplication, actually. Hi, Daniel from Denmark. A long time ago since I heard from you, man. It's great to see you. And Delhi here as well. We're also talked about masterminds. Delhi decided not to sit there and complain. She decided in our group of John Maxwell team members, and if you want to know more about the John Maxwell team, it's something that changed my life, where I talked about these transformational trips. Give me a shout, I will point you in the right direction. And it'll be an amazing thing. And of course, Ivona from Poland, my sister in Poland, lovely. But Delhi also started for our European John Maxwell team members. She decided, hey, let's do, and she started a mastermind group on developing the leader within you 2.0. It's another book by John Maxwell. Wonderful experiences so far. It happens on Monday and Thursday as well. There's 3 of them because so many people got interested within our group. It actually develops us all because we're getting with like-minded and like-thinking people discussing how we can become better so we can add more value to other people. And Delhi is adding value to me and the others around us as well. And there's so many other people. I mean, it's great. It's heartwarming to see people from all over the world here at the moment. But my question is, I can keep talking about this because I'm really passionate about it. And I'm passionate not only for me, but I'm passionate for you as well, because I said it before, where there is hope in the future, there's power in the present. And I feel that power because I know there's hope for the future. Yes, the figures look bad. I don't even want to go into any more the massage and all that. But please, what are you going to do today, tomorrow, and develop yourself? I want to leave you with that. Do something. Don't waste this time. My name is Jan Robberts from South Africa. We'll see you soon. Take care.